Hello, chat. We are back without music because the music is copyrighted. Last we left off, we were using Netsac, Gebra, and I believe we were using this build right here. No, we weren't. This doesn't look right. Hold on, what build are we using? We were definitely using Netsac, but it was on a different person. Nikolai, there we are. This is what we're looking for. It was Nikolai here, and it doesn't have any of the passives on it, because of course it doesn't, but yeah, hold on. Will the smash or pass continue? Well, that depends on what people in chat do. This will be a longer stream just by virtue of the fact that, you know, Yan takes a while to kill. But let me just quickly check. I've got to scroll up in Nest Town Square, because that's where the build is. A lot of yapping going on here in the members only channels. Right. There we are. Build. Nikolai. Then in passives, it's Mind Hauler, of course. Farmer's a Great Mountain. Then Grit. Immediate repairs. Because of course, so Farmer's a Great Mountain, Grit, immediate repairs, and then, I mean, no, you can't afford anything else, so that's that. And then we have Unlock. This is wrong, hold on. Unlock. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Iron wall. Right down. 2 serpentine barriers. And then 2 BNs, which is going to be hard to look up because they are annoying. So let's just do this, blunt counter, and then look down at the 3 costs. BN. 2 BNs, right. Okay, hello chat. I haven't tuned into a stream for a while. How's the run? We are on to the closing acts of Star of the City. Is this some kind of series or something? Yes, by virtue of the fact that the first episode was up until Crying Children, because Crying Children was impossible at the time. Now I'm going to the end of Star of the City, and I've edited most of the video, and then Impuritas is going to be a final video. How difficult was Zhao? Zhao was quite difficult. Actually, yeah, no, Zhao was quite difficult. You'll see in the video. You'll see in the video. Zhao is going to be the only one who actually has any stream footage attached to them. So, yeah. Do I think Hannah is possible? Oh, absolutely. I think we're past the hardest now. But then again, I've never gotten to Impuritas before, so we'll see. We are going to need music recommendations because, once again, the music that would normally play here is very copyrighted, and so I can't play it. From memory, I still do this. I need to actually check. Hold on. Let me check the build, because this build has a slightly different strategy to the last one, but apparently it's actually, like, very consistent other than paddle. Right, so actually I think I used not on visual, we wanted on attack. So this is a reset. So that on attack, then being attack under 40, then scene 4 use it. Protect, yeah. Okay, we'll figure out what's going on as we go on. Universal Collapse. Let's put on Universal Collapse then. Universal Collapse. DM Docker. And then just so that when eventually... oh, thank you for the donation, CBT. Curriculum theme after Universal Collapse? Sure, that sounds good. Absolutely. Just to show off to the eventual Materia Collective employee who has to check this video to make sure that I am actually making the money I should be, this is DM Dockero's version, once again. So thank you for checking. This is DM Dockero. Please uncopyright my video. Thank you. I have had to do that like 3 times at this point. So yeah, that's fun. Right. Copyright incoming, yeah. Let's get to it. How is everyone doing? Also, oh wait, I just realized. Forgot to set desktop audio on. There we are. Great, good so far, yeah. That's good. Please tell me... Okay, 7? Okay. Felt in the mood of doing that today, apparently. Okay, and then... Yeah. Library of Ruina and Star City just for fun because the game will look you dead in the eyes as it gives the enemies +2 dice path for just existing. Ooh, sounds fun. Why Nikolai? The reason for Nikolai is quite simple. Also, we got Laughing Powder, lovely. Nikolai has pierce damage reduced, and the majority of damage dealt in this fight is pierce damage. It is by far the most common. Also, you've got to be kidding me. Oh well, we shook a SERP because we can't actually do anything against that, and then... Just throw that at you. Right. Wow, that was awful. Have at least very 10k on normal fights. I don't like the health bloat on Library of Ruina fights. Like, the fact that Yan has... What was it? 380k? Was it? Or was it 350? I can't remember. It was one of the two. It's a stupid amount. Stupid amount of health. Also, don't... Okay, we've just been getting really unlucky with speed. We're normally nowhere near this unlucky with speed. I do want to try Library of Ruina, but I don't think I'll enjoy it very much. Just, honestly, it seems cool, but it seems like they've learned none of the lessons that that Limbus Company should have taught us. Okay, there we are. Attack against you, so now shock and unlock, and then an iron wall against you, because we don't have any card draw, so may as well. You tried, if you're stuck in a fight for more than one day, just use your min-max. Yeah, that sounds fair. Although I've seen, apparently, Library of Ruina lowers speed ranges, which is interesting. That's actually a change I can get behind, to be honest. Right, let's put that there. Also, wow, that is an awful corrosion spawn. That is the worst possible corrosion spawn there. Oh well. Is that implementing mechanics built for a different game breaks things? Yeah. Yeah, it really does. Still, oh, like, why is nobody trying to make Limbus like Ruina? Why is everyone trying to make Ruina like Limbus? It makes no sense. Why are we trying to make it Limbus Company? Right. Still tentacles, I think it's fine. Attack, so chuck a Serpentine Barrier. We're at less than 40, so the guide tells me, from the gracious guide I've been given by Sans Gaming, that I use this here. And this is the way to last longer. So yeah, I will be following that, made by him, because he's been a great help. He's also a member of the channel, which is quite nice. I don't want to say the most useful member of the channel, but... ooh, lovely flower petals. Then let's pick up... None of these are the one we want, but it's still fine. Then we get attack, which means I can chuck an Serpentine Barrier against you. Then let's... Against you, let's have a BN. And then I want to throw an unlock against... frankly, no. There's zero chance we win. May as well just save everything. A lot of pages only have 3++, so you can be comfy to win. Yeah, that makes sense. That is, honestly, that's an admirable change. I do like that as an idea. Making it more consistent so it's not just about getting lucky, because the amount of times where strategies we've had should work, but we just get unlucky is insane. Fixed short now is figuring out how to give us on the library. How do you do key pages / IDs? Yeah, that's fair. Also, we didn't get an emotion level up, which means we're dead. Let's switch over just quickly, putting this on screen so you can all see. I will be switching onto Infestation. Just so you can all see, this is clearly DM Docker, right? Clearly DM Docker. Anyway. I just need to be very sure about that so I can spite the Materia Collective employee who has to check. Boil down to just spamming smoking either one turning a boss or folding in half to unopposed attacks. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. Honestly, I do kind of want to make a full review of it, because I think it would be interesting to make a full review. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We don't get the thing we want there, but honestly, it's probably fine just putting up with it. Morals about using min-max. You spent 2 months on Zhao. Oh, okay. That's a little bit much. That is a little bit much. I know my upload schedule is bad, but it's not quite that bad. Also, why are we not getting any unlocks? This is awful. Let's check a BN at you. Okay, good BN. That means that we get an emotion level up. Brilliant. Okay. That's a fine erosion, actually. Keep saying, can you stop max rolling? It'll be a very, very long collection of clips. Let's chuck finally an unlock. Actually, yeah, no, an unlock at attack. Actually, no, we're beyond the stage in the fight where I want to use unlocks. Which is worrying, because that means we're not confirmed to... No, this is... No. I need to use an unlock there. Just purely for my own sanity, it is not worth... If we get to the Serpentine... not Serpentine, Spring's Genesis phase, and we don't have unlocks upgraded, we die. So just for my own sanity's sake, I'm not going to avoid unlocking that. Also, we die here. That was an awful run. We've gotten so many awful runs back-to-back here, actually. 15 enemies for Arcorp. With 3 speed... Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. You know, the more I hear about... When I first heard about Babel, I thought, oh, you know, Babel seems pretty cool. Babel seems pretty cool. And then the more I hear about Babel, and the more I see of Babel, the less cool Babel becomes. Started streaming like the second you started working on that animation you were talking about last stream. Well, that's rough. That is rough. I'm sorry. My, either really good or really bad stream schedule, getting you there. Let's chuck that at you. That way we can at least avoid some of the damage. You really don't need to max roll. Okay, thank you. You can min roll the next one. That's fine. Just playing Fall Guys music. God, I haven't heard about Fall Guys for a while now. That game really died out, didn't it? When was Fall Guys popular? Hold on. That feels like an eon ago. Was that... That wasn't pre-lockdown, right? I'm going mad. That wasn't pre-lockdown. Surely not. Please, chat, stop reminding me of the persistence of time. Let's check you with that. 2023. Oh, 3 years ago. Oh. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Could we not do that? Could we actually, like... Could we stop advancing the flow of time? Let's just all slow down slightly. ...2020 was nearly 6 years ago. That's... Yeah, you can't go around saying things like that. Fable Star of the City is just like LobCorp Day 49, but when you beat a stage, it gets worse. Oh, high praise. Huh? You're not the... right. Oh, it has a little bit of looping at the end. Let me... just in case, because I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's DM Dockero's, but... I really can't take any chances with Materia Collective. Okay, you know what? Actually, let's move on to... I like this one. Flyer Beelzebub. Also DM Dockero for that One Materia Collective employee watching me. I'm never gonna let that go. That's never gonna stop. I hope you guys enjoy that stream bit, because it's not a bit, and I'm gonna keep saying it forever. I hate to break it to you all. Who knew Distorted Yan was going to be the last one? Honestly, I had a suspicion. As soon as we ran into him, we immediately died, so I always suspected it was going to be Distorted Yan. Also, we're about to die here. I just realized I keep forgetting to use 333. Did we even draw 333 there? Am I being dumb? I feel like I'm being dumb. Let's hope I'm not being dumb, because I've just wasted a lot of time. You think they're watching? Every single fucking stream now that I play DM Docker music, I get a Materia Collective strike, which means that I have to, like, you know, politely remind them to fuck the hell off, because they don't actually own the music. Or at least, they don't own the right to tell other people that they have the composite. Yeah, it's DM Docker. You can use DM Docker music. That's what I'm trying to say there. It looks gonna be like Zhao. No, Zhao was annoying, Zhao was hard, and Zhao required me to go from nearly distorting to manifesting, which is gonna be an interesting part to edit into the video. But no, Yan is harder. Purely because of the fact that it's a crying children situation, but it's actually possible, which is the worst possible scenario to get into, I feel. Because it means it is possible, I just have to get lucky. I hate Power Null. Power Null is a bad mechanic. And apparently it gets even worse in modded, because it just becomes necessary to use. Because, like, apparently in modded receptions, everyone gains, like, 10,000 power. Also, you can stop max rolling! And we're dead. That was the worst I have seen that go. This, genuinely, it feels like the game doesn't want me to beat the challenge at this point. Was Shallis RNG replying? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have gotten, on this one, I wrote into the script, by the way, there was a less than, it was like the chances of Pedal landing on Yan as much as it has in total, so it's not just me, but with me, Sans Gaming, and Freedom, another person in the Discord, was something like 1.43 times 10 to the minus 10. That was the probability of it occurring. Because it landed on Yan 29 times out of 35. So yeah, Yan is an arsehole. Yan is an arsehole. I don't like him. I want to be done with him, actually. But to be done with him, we're gonna have to keep doing this. So, you know, back we go again. Can you say that again in English? Okay, so, basically, if the page works as intended, which according to the code, it does, it should have a 1 in 3 chance of Pedal landing on every one of these. I did a probability test, which is specifically binomial distribution for any of you who know that. And the likelihood of it landing on Yan 29 times out of 35 or more, because that's how you have to use binomial distributions, was minuscule. Several orders of magnitude less likely than... I had an example I used, which was... So, in science, normally what you go for is, if the probability of something occurring... reception of... Well, argument page and have battle symbols be how you get additional passes. Something you grab in dinner. Good luck, have fun. Thank you for the donation, Yang Ferret, and I hope dinner goes well. If you, honestly, do keep me posted in Discord, because that does sound interesting to see. But yeah, so in science, normally, when you look for something, is this normal distribution, the deviations? That's a binomial distribution is done to, you check probability against normal deviations to test, you know, if it's like everything is in line with how you'd expect it to go, because if it's within the normal deviation, then it's fine. In science, normally what you do is you look for, if there is a less than 0.05 chance of something occurring, it's statistically significant enough for you to say it must not be due to chance. That's what all scientific papers really go off of. That's how I've been taught in a study, in a thesis. If I have data that would show that is less than 0.05 when I do one of those stats tests, I can say there must be some other mechanic behind it. To put that into the standard form I used, that's about 5 times 10 to the minus 3. The chance of what happened with Yan and Petal was times 10 to the minus 10. That is 7 orders of magnitude less likely. To give you an idea, every time you times something by 10 or divide by 10, that's an order of magnitude. It's still possible. Yes, statistically it did happen. It's possible. But that means that it was... a million is about 6 zeros, so you're looking at 10 million. It was about 10 million times less likely. 10 million times over the limit for what a scientific study would say to conclude that there is some other mechanic at play. And according to the code, it works perfectly as intended. It's stupid. It genuinely... all of the things... If everything worked as intended and everything worked in line with how it should according to probability, that never should have happened. You've had worse chances in Terraria. That's fair. I mean, worse chances definitely do happen. Killing juke fish on 18 times the tsunami. Oh, that's rough. Loot drops are awful sometimes, especially when, by all logic, you should have been done like 10 years ago, but you're still there, stuck on the same thing. You're pretending to stand. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I find the maths interesting, but yeah, it will be a section on the video where I explain it, but like, I'm not expecting many people to... Not only expecting many people not to get it, it's just, it's there for my own amusement more so than... Yeah. I'm gonna throw down 2 serpentine barriers here, purely because I can't clash with what I actually want to clash with, so let's just do this. Okay. We will have to use our 444 next turn. Oh no, 333, not 444. Okay. Actually, will we? Also, here we are. I'm not sure if that was the right move, actually, because now we need to get... Just put a warning prior to that segment of the video. Warning, maths. Why is Yan even just 1 floor? Because I mean... Puppeteer is just 1... Oh, no, I mean 1 floor... it's... The boss is normally defeatable with 1 floor. We're doing things weirdly. Yeah. Would rabbits 1 and 2 be possible without red smoke? Probably? I wouldn't want to find out how, but I would assume so, yeah. Would assume now. Okay, let's use that on you, and then... Bien against you, and then... I don't have enough energy for Bien. Let's do Iron Walls against you. Okay, so there's Persistent, which is an 80% chance to proc, by the way, so watch us just instantly explode because the game hates me. We have enough emotion level to level up. Okay, we revived. Lovely. Now, flower petals. All we need to do now is survive again. Survive and get the emotion level required to go up. Then we get Iron Wall on you, frankly. We survive this. We get to Petals. Petals doesn't fall on Yan, hopefully, and then we're good. Then we're in the money. Okay. Spring Genesis. Finally. Okay. You. Pleasure on you. Into a strike down. Yeah, Pleasure goes first, I think. No. No, Strike Down goes first. Strike Down goes first, because Strike Down has a better chance of winning. And then we chuck a Pleasure afterwards. And we also want to chuck Serpentine Barrier at the attack. This is fine. We don't care about what speed that is. We just go here, here. That's on the attack. Okay. One hit. Two hit. Is that enough? Yes, that's enough. I think we triggered it. Now. Two, three, four. One... Okay, yeah. Yes. Okay. Wish Sansa was here, yeah, it'd be nice to have Sansa. I kinda want you to strike down two. No, save it. Save the light for a rainy day. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Am I seeing something monumental? Yes. If everything works as it should, you are witnessing something monumental. Now, I kind of want to get rid of things from my hand, which means I'm going to use a strike down against you. Actually, I've been told prioritize all extra damage towards Yan. That's what I've been told. So 1, 2, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a little bit of extra damage towards him. Okay, so this is the reason why we keep a little bit extra. So we can do stuff like this. Okay. There we are. 2 unlocks, and then I want to play a Serpentine Barrier, just play a strike down just to get it out of my inventory. 2, 3, 4. I have Ego. True. I do have Ego. That is something to keep in mind. Here. Actually, let's use Iron wall. Strike down. Unlock. Yep. Okay. It's going to be a long while, yeah. Do lock in, chat. We are going to be here for a while. Wait, what? Oh. Wait, no. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, huh? Hold on. The build should work. Why is the build not working? Spam unlocks, and occasionally use an ego page or 2, fragments, You shouldn't use any normal pages apart from the unlocks to the scene. Fuck. Okay, hold on. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. No, we brought 2 unlocks. We brought 2 unlocks. So we just have to hit this. This is fine. Varagod's music seems fitting. I didn't understand how the thing worked, the build. This is fine though. Shit, I don't have enough light. This'll do it. We just have to survive. There is one mission here, and that's survival. That wins. These don't win. Still targetable, and it's on Yan now. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm going to use Maxman to get back there now. We've proven it's possible, it's just a matter of getting back there, and I don't want to have to deal with the RNG again, frankly. We've basically done it. Why not 3 unlocks? Because... Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna use Maxman from now on. Because... that's that. What's my motivation to start streaming this fight again? Because when we actually get the fight down, it's still gonna take like 10 years to get it done. But yeah. It does leave a lot of time to tell stories, because, yeah. I probably... I'm not sure. There might have been a better way to handle that I didn't realize, but... hey-ho. Doesn't matter. We can still use Maxman now, so who cares? If you want to see me do this without Maxman, go fuck yourself. Frankly. Anyway, oh, I forgot to hold down Maxman. No offense to you, but I value my sanity slightly more than that. Did I change Iron Water? I'm not changing anything now. That was part of the rules of Maxman. As soon as we get a run, everything has to stay the same. I can't then go back and change things. That's not how this works, sadly. Check and unlock it. I guess protect, because, yeah. Statistically, we should have gotten this already, so I'm just gonna give myself it. Because, statistically, we should have. Actually, we should have. Everything should be in line with it, but yeah. Really excited for the full video. It's going well, actually. Honestly, for all members, and I mean anybody who gets membership role within the next little while, there should be, hopefully, a next draft of that out by maybe tonight? Not sure. Depends. Depends on how long this stream goes for. Because we do still need to go then and do an abnormality fight after this. We're not done yet. This is technically the last... This is the last fight of Star of the City, but we're not actually of a level where we can move up to Impuritas yet, so we will need to wait. Can't wait for me to Impuritas. I'm honestly looking forward to Impuritas, actually. I think it's going to be cool. But yeah, if you have any qualms about this, once again, just like I said for Crying Children, and not Crying Children, Wedge Off, well yeah, Crying Children and Wedge Office, although I didn't say it for Crying Children really, do it yourself. If you're so pressed about me having done this, do it yourself. If you do it yourself, well done, congrats, you've done something I haven't. If you don't, I understand fully, because I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not sure what we'll do for Impuritas, because, once again, I've never reached Impuritas before, so it will be entirely new for me. For True Rending, you need all realizations, yes. The hardest is going to be Tiferath. Tiferath's realization is going to be an interesting time for us. Alright, attack on you. Secondary barrier. Chuck a BN at you. And then, actually, I'm going to chuck that out just to get it out of my inventory. I hope you enjoy Impuritas despite the VS. I hope I enjoy it too. I think it'll be cool to see, and I hope all of you lot will enjoy it too. But yeah, for the next, like, 10 hours we'll be streaming for as I go through the motions over and over again to actually get this fight done. What would you all like to talk about? Because, you know, we will have a little bit of time, and by a little bit of time, I mean, apparently this takes about an hour to get done. Also, Petal landed on somebody we want. Okay, Fragments in Summer. I just realized... Oh, I just realized why the thing went weird. We're supposed to use a range page on that, but we used Pleasure instead. And what Pleasure did was... Oh, okay, that's interesting. I did the strategy wrong, but it still worked. There's a joke in there somewhere about how I play this game. Okay. And let's check a Serpentine Barrier out there. Different realization is not a problem at all. You saw someone solo with Mars key page. What? No. No, you didn't. I genuinely... If you did... Okay. If you did, genuinely if you did, join the Discord and post it there. Because I am curious as fuck to see how they did that. Because that shouldn't be possible. Because Tifera's realization is possible, but it requires the purple tier so you don't get absolutely fucked over. So if somebody has done that without, I want to see it, because frankly that sounds insane, and yeah, I'd like to be able to see who pulled that off. Anyway, now's the point where we just continually clash these, but... You pulled something in Lego Sensing, oh, that's rough. It's always awful to pull something, like doing exercise. Never fun. So, if we only use unlocks here, can we only draw unlocks? Is that how this works? Okay, this is what I fucked up before. I didn't quite understand how drawing things worked. I didn't know that you could only ever have one copy of a page in your hand at once. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, now we just do this eternally. Except, I have been told that you are allowed to use your excess on people, like... I mean, if we use... that on you... You didn't know that. I've never beaten this game before! This is the furthest I've gotten into the game. Like, you think I understand how this game works? Yeah, people always expect me to know how to play this game. No, I don't. I don't know how to play this game. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I am, like, the least competent Ruina player. And I'm still here. So, you know, what's your excuse? That's right, I'm calling you out, random chat. I'm calling you out, random chat member who hasn't yet beaten the Library of Ruina. What's your excuse? I don't normally point at my camera, it's weird. Nine bleed. Wow, I wish I could activate that. Yeah, let's chuck our galaxy out that thing. I'm plenty competent. Well, I hope so. That would be nice to believe. You random chat member have beaten it actually. Ah, shit. I hit the one chat member that actually has beaten Ruina. You beat the game 3 times before you learnt block block reduces damage even if you lose the clash. Wow. I mean, yeah, no, fair. It isn't really explained, but your excuse is Ruina is your favorite game ever and you don't want to end. Okay, that's a good excuse. I'll accept that. I will accept that as an excuse. Okay. Random chat member 2 have also beaten the game. Is there anyone here who hasn't beaten Library of Ruina? Me. I am the random chat member. I am the random chat member who has not beaten the game. Am I really a member of chat? Also, who am I getting pinged by? Okay, I just really... Yeah, has 1 emotion, the hands have 0. Ah, that's great. Oh, don't use those normal cards. It's fun until, like, after the mid-game, then it turns into a self-pain simulator. I disagree with that. Don't look at Key for the Realization, it'll be funny. I'll have to look at it eventually, but, I won't yet. If you randomly select every Ruina plan shot, your bound to select one who hasn't beat it. True. That is true. Although, statistics have fucked me over in the past, so... I think we should all stop relying on statistics. I think that would be very funny. Technically, okay, it's time to talk philosophy, because we've got a while, so I may as well talk philosophy. One moment. Let me just go Bina story music. Bina story theme. Because, you know, fitting. So, according to Hume, you actually can't know... there is actually no reason to believe that anything has an increased chance of happening over another thing. Which, to explain, if... Okay, let me pose a question to your chat. Do you think it is likely that the sun will rise tomorrow? Yes or no? Yes, yes. Okay, I'm seeing some yeses. Okay, I'm seeing quite a few yeses. I saw 1 no. Well, you might not believe it, but the no is actually... well, you have... Okay, the no is right. You have no reason to believe that any statistical outcome is more likely than another to occur. This is a cool problem, which, if you know the philosopher Hume, this is a problem that Hume came up with, which is effectively, it's called the problem of induction. And to explain the problem of induction, it's basically, why do you think that because things happen, they will happen again? The reason why you believe things will happen again because they've happened in the past is due to induction. That's an inductive argument. Induction is all of scientific logic is induction. It's basically making judgments on what will happen based on what has already happened. Right? But the problem with induction is, why do you believe induction works? Well, Induction works because you've observed in the past that induction has worked. But here's the thing. How are you defending that? Well, you're defending it through induction. So you're defending induction through induction. There's no reason to believe that that induction is right. Logically, there is no reason, there is no actual solid logic behind that happening, and you can put that out to everything. Everything that is said by science, if Hume's problem is true, there is no logical reason to ever believe that anything at all should happen. For example, one of Hume's really interesting ones is, let's say, it's one of, a lot of the thing is people try and go, well, I can observe thing in time 1, and later I observe thing in time 2. Now, we as humans naturally go, time 1 must equate to time 2. But no. There's no reason for thing at time 1 to be thing at time 2, and that's everything. Looking back at time, there is no reason why you and me have existed at time. We could have just started existing now, and we'd have none the wiser. So according to that, nothing ever happens. No, things happen. It's just, well, that's a different philosophical problem, but there's no reason to believe that anything should ever happen. Statistically speaking, not statistically speaking, logically speaking, the sun is just as likely to explode tomorrow as to rise. The Mars Solar uses post-game combat pages in it, by the way. Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. You're not built for this. I love philosophy. Philosophy is amazing. I would love talking to Bina, because... So, I love tea because I'm British. But also, I think I would love discussing philosophical things with Bina. I think that'd be really cool to be able to do. Because she seems like she would have some interesting takes. The only problem is if, like, you get in there, start talking to her, and find out she likes, I don't know, she really agrees with the work of, God, what's his name? It's that one guy that everyone laughs at in not in philosophy, in psychology. He's not really a philosopher, but, you know, psychologists and philosophers, they broadly do the same thing. Way to offend both camps there. And then even if we did just start existing, we still remember everything that happened, we still feel everything, so what really changed? Nothing. Really, fundamentally. It's an interesting one. I talked to a friend about this, about the problem of free will is, it's pretty major, because if we don't have free... Well, it feels... Freud, thank you! Freud, yes. I hope Bina doesn't like Freud. But yeah. God, what was I saying? Yeah, I was discussing with a friend about free will. And the thing we ended up settling on was, if we don't have free will, what does it matter? Currently, everything I'm doing regardless of the knowledge that I have free will or not. So if I don't have free will, and this is all that free will is, I honestly don't care. I quite enjoy how I live. So even if I don't have free will, I don't see the problem. Anyway, but yeah, it's an interesting one to consider. Freud is goated purely because he threw stuff at the wall. My favorite, my favorite part about Freud, that's a tongue twister. Also, ironically enough, what I just did was a spoonerism, which is a different can of worms. My favorite part about Freud is the fact that every modern understanding in psychology we have happened because people saw Freud's work and thought, this person's a fucking idiot. I think I can be a better philosopher, a better psychologist than him. And so the rest of modern psychology happened. Because people are like, this man's an idiot. Surely this isn't how things work. It's great. It's hilarious. I love it. What happens... yeah, okay. Hate is a motivator. Yeah, it really is. 190 dead eels. The thing I remember is in the Freud Museum, there's just like, for some, well, I can understand why for Freud. He just had an upside down hanging thing of a naked man. That's just, if you check the Freud Museum, that's just there. You can go see that if you want to. I don't know why you'd want. It's very Freudian, but still. What is? I don't know why you're surprised. It's probably the most Freud thing for Freud to have ever done. Yeah, no, just in the middle of his office, he just had a sculpture of a man naked upside down, hanging from the ceiling. I mean, I'm gonna look it up just to see. I'm not gonna show it on stream, but Freud upside down hanging man. I can't see it. Damn. Doesn't show up. Still, it's very funny. Freud is a funny person because he's fucking insane and his work is terrible, but it's really interesting to laugh at. And I think, honestly, that's a pretty good accomplishment. If you can have a bunch of people thinking you're an idiot and laugh at you, and that spurs on the entirety of development in the field as we know it today, that's pretty good going. Thought it was an actual... No. Freud didn't actually hang someone upside down. He may have at one point or another, but it's not there today. There's not an upside down hanging naked man in Freud's office today that is live. This philosophical speech surely will be in a video. I mean, it would be interesting to put in a video. I'm not sure it makes for exactly the most entertaining talks, but, you know, it's funny at least. Anyway, down to 30. Can we actually still attack that, by the way? Yes, we can. I was about to say, I'm really worried for if that, but, you know, it's just the same as immobilized, I think. I was really worried for a second there. But, yeah, no, that's fine. Pretending to be Beaner for 30 minutes straight. I don't have a cup of tea with me. If I had a cup of tea with me, then it would be perfect. This guy sucks so much, I'm going to prove him wrong. Yeah. Many such cases. I love science. I don't get how some people don't like science, because it's so funny. It's like... And also, the thing is, most science is just magic. Like, if you think about it, like, have you ever looked at the things, the kind of shit physicists do? You cannot tell me, why did I turn into a Scot for a second there? You can't tell me that physicists aren't using magic runes. You can't tell me they're not just doing magic. Have you looked at it? Like, hold on, let me just pull something up. Like, this thing. Like, this is just a magic rune. What it is, by the way, just to explain what it is, because I do actually know what a Feynman diagram is. Effectively, hold on, let me get a full image so I can explain it. Open image in new tab. So, the entire thing about this Feynman diagram is basically, from memory, this is time? Although this looks weird. Why is it like this? Those arrows should be going like that. Like, the arrows are going a weird way. The arrows should be going this way. Time goes here, energy goes here. You end up seeing particles move like this up. And then they call it, I believe they call it an imaginary photon. An imaginary photon transfers energy between these two particles and then they change shape. This is magic. Like, these things, look at them. What the fuck even is this anymore? What is it? What does this mean? At least us biologists, we're doing real. We work with real things. For example, I mean, okay, most people know photosynthesis, right? So let me look up the Krebs cycle, because this is a more advanced version of. So everyone's heard of respiration, not photosynthesis. This is respiration. This is one part. I believe the Krebs cycle is one part of respiration, but I may be wrong. Yeah, this is one part, because you end up with, you have your glucose, the glucose then through ATP and NAD is then reduced into two triose phosphate groups. The two triose phosphate groups are then converted into pyruvates. Pyruvates then become acetyl groups, which then have acetyl, they have coenzyme A. Coenzyme A takes them, they then go with citrate, etc, 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 ATP. This is reasonable. This isn't magic. Everyone can understand this. Oh, I had to know that off by heart. Ooh, I love the Krebs cycle. It's so fun, and totally not at all taxing on your sanity. Anyway, I love science. Science is cool. I love organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is really cool, because it's just alchemy. Remember when this was a Library of Ruina stream? Yeah. Like, but seriously though, organic chemistry is, it's just alchemy. It's just alchemy. It's really cool. I like it. If I legally had a chemist license, which I don't, by the way, I'm not legally a chemist. I don't have a chemical engineer degree. I can't call myself a chemist. I would do Nile Red stuff. Nile Red stuff's really cool. And personal identity and immortality. I don't actually know that work, although I have heard some interesting, like research, well not research, but interesting talks done on immortality. Well, no, not immortality, on personal identity. Because for me, personal identity, I don't believe personal identity exists. I believe that identity is a construct that consists of your own perception of yourself and the world's perception of you. For example, if everyone was to suddenly believe that I was the greatest person on Earth, which they wouldn't, then I would be the greatest person on Earth. Which is why I don't believe personal identity exists. I believe identity itself is fundamentally linked between your own perception of yourself and the perception of those around you. Which is why I think you can change your own identity, but I believe it's harder than people would think. Because I think not only do you have to convince yourself that you've changed, you also have to convince those around you that you've changed. But yeah. As for immortality is one of my major goals in life. Which is kind of an oxymoron. It's one of my major first goals in life. It's the reason why I'm going so heavily into biomedical stuff. I don't want to die. I would like to live forever. That's the goal. I have had somebody tell me before that my goals are effectively, I want to become a modern day vampire, and I can't get that thought out of my head. Because yeah, no, in effect, that those are my goals, to become a modern day vampire. Okay, so I should technically say, what I would want to be working on is amortality, aka the ability to not die until someone kills you. Effectively. You already have a thirst for blood as shown with the misclick, yeah. But yeah, because, like, one of the major... It's really interesting, actually, to see how medical research is going towards immortality. The main thing I want to look into, really, is... So the main reason why people die is to do with a mechanism called senescence. And senescence is basically the part of the body that's responsible for handling... As cells get older and replicate worse, it's the sort of thing that's supposed to keep them in line and make it so they don't actually cause too many errors. The problem with senescence is the fact that our body goes a little bit too gung-ho with it, and then starts, like, actually killing and harming cells, and you end up seeing faults begin to occur with inflammation. It's due to overphosphorylation of DNA quite heavily, and overphosphorylation of a lot of different things. If you... Wait, what? How the fuck did you act? Yeah, so that's the main thing I would want to... do research into a way to stop senescence being as prevalent and harmful as it is to the human body. And one of the things that I think would be interesting to look into for me personally would be looking into it to see if we could steal sort of the replosome of bacterial cells. And I think, because the thing about the replosome of bacterial cells is they've got to be really good at replicating, because bacterial cells don't... So, human DNA has something called introns and extrons. And introns and extrons basically allow us to determine what part of our biology, or what part of our genetic sequence gets done at any one time. And that's a whole process. It's the reason why transcriptomics is really useful, which is transcriptomics, to put it into, it's not only getting genetic sequencing done, it's also getting RNA sequencing done. But yeah, our replosome isn't too good because we don't actually really need to care about mutations as much, whereas bacteria don't have introns and extrons, so their replosome needs to be far better so they can replicate, because they don't have sort of this same cell lifetime that we do, because they've got to replicate infinitely. So the idea would be to steal from them, take a better replosome from them, and try and input that in. And the other thing would be to try and there's a thing which is telomeres on genetic things. And the idea would be to take telomerase and then use telomerase to extend these telomeres so that we can continue to replicate our DNA longer. Anyway, we won. Whoops. Got a little bit carried away there. The idea of Netsack being drunk and talking about science whilst casually beating the shit out of Stodiana stuck in your mind. Yeah, that's fair. Oh. Right, okay. Let me turn the music back on. Okay. Could that person's death be what the prescripts intended? Beats me. The prescripts look like they see several steps ahead, so might as well be. Though, boy, what did that Yang guy endure and struggle so much for? He risked death forcing prescripts to try and express his free will. Hey, we were just talking about this, chap. But that was ultimately part of the prescripts. The will of the city, as he put it. That's a good page, by the way. Yep. After all, this is the fate those prescripts led him to. You said earlier there are good things to be said about them, Roland. That I did, because they're still part of the city. Well, I'm not completely convinced. I can understand it somewhat. Life as a human, never wanting for anything. What is the reason the gods of the city emerged? Why do people wish for them to exist, even as they suffer? God of the Gaps. God of the Gaps is a really interesting theory, by the way, chat, because God of the Gaps is the idea that the only reason why we have deities is because we saw things we couldn't explain. And rather than looking to, rather than looking to find the explanation for those things, we instead created gods to fill the gaps. It's the reason why you see, the theory states it's the reason why you see animism so popular in ancient societies, which then moves on to pantheons of gods to explain different things. And then as we move higher and higher in power, this is actually covered in, the book Homo Sapiens, I think. Homo Sapiens covers the idea of a god of gaps and the fact that throughout humanity's history, we've gradually created stronger and stronger gods as our own powers grow, which gradually excludes the world around us as we still need something more powerful than us to explain the gaps. The problem is we're beginning to get to the point now, as a society, where we can't see any gaps left to fill by a god. So, gradually as a society, and I mean I'm one of them, we're moving towards atheism, because we've, to explain, animism was us, gods, and the world. And then we went up a tier as we discovered agriculture. With agriculture, we then began to, cut off all the, whatchamacallit, we began to cut off all the spirits around us as we became more powerful, and we started to create things over the weather, and stuff like that. Which is the reason why you see pantheons. I see all the Hollow Knight talk there. And then, as you go a step up, as we begin to discover how to control all of these natural elements, the winds, the, sailing, and we begin to move towards the idea of one singular deity, we begin to cut off all those other natural things from us. And it's now, in the stage we're at, we're at 2 points. One is a dialogue between us, humanity as a species, and God. And that's the whole monotheism. That's what that is. That's a dialogue there. But now, more heavily, people are moving towards there is no God. And it's just us and the unknown. But yeah, what beating Library of Ruina than ONE Librarian does to people. I saw a while ago, Astral Spiff said in a video that there are 2 types of streamers. One type of streamer will just like talk about life stories and other stuff like that, and then the other type of streamer is a philosopher. I think I might be the latter. But yeah. Anyway, I tried to think from those people's perspectives. Skip that. If they saw someone had a purpose to live, how I would act in their shoes. What's your conclusion? It couldn't be more obvious. I would sit and wait for someone else to determine the meaning of my life and me like all the others. Based. So based. Once again, we're going to get sidetracked for a little bit, but I don't believe life has any inherent meaning. I believe that people create meaning for their own life. I believe that if you want to get something done, and it's not like something obviously impossible like flying, go do it. I created this channel because I saw the Base ID challenge, and part of me thought, well, I could wait for somebody better than me to do it because they're going to do a better job of actually doing the challenge, they're going to do a better job of editing it, they're going to do a better job of telling the story. And it just hit me, why should I give up that? If I want to do it, why shouldn't I go and do it? So I did go and do it, and then the channel was born, and, you know, everything's happened since then. I believe that we give the meaning to ourselves, and if your meaning is to, you know, worship something, worship a cause higher than your own, go and do it. If it makes your life better at the end of the day, yeah, may as well. Anyway, let's get back to things. We know how babies are made, but how does a cell create flesh-brain intelligence? That's a fun fact that I could tell you about, but I'm not going to tell you about because we've been sidetracked enough. I'm different. I'll seek out a way on my own. It's much easier said than done. They won't truly realize what they're talking about till they put themselves in such a situation themselves. So they can't be viewed all that badly? Correct. I decided against painting them in an excessively negative light. Doesn't mean I still fully understand them, however. Although I am curious about what you just mentioned as well. I must wonder what Yan's actions and consequences to them were trying to show. Haven't got a clue, man. Haven't got a clue. Who's to say what purpose there was to it in the first place? Those prescripts sure is an enigma. And this whole distortion business, it's scary how the process can be so simple. That demonstration made it clearer. It appears the breakdown of one belief firmly held can serve as a catalyst for the distortion. Exactly. That's the scary part. It happens all the time, and it's what happens all the time in the city. Though someone did explain to me why people aren't distorting left and right pretty clearly. Either way, this left a bitter taste in my mouth, just like that other time. Now, chat, we have one thing left to do, and then we can leave. One thing... How come it's a hive mind? Okay, I'm going to explain the biology of how the human body works. So, the human body is actually you might feel like one cohesive unit, but if you look into it, we are actually really just a collection of different specialized cells that are all working towards one common mind. Well, one common goal. That's what a tissue is. A tissue is a collection of types of cells with one goal in mind. Those tissues then come together to form organs. Those organs then come together to form organisms. Organisms are what inhabit the Earth, although you do see single-cellular organisms. So humans are hive minds. We're hive minds without cells. It's just that every other bit of the hive mind doesn't have consciousness. Well, actually, we're not sure if consciousness exists. I'm not enough of a psychologist to really answer that one. I'd like to believe we have a consciousness, but it could just as easily be a resultant phenomena of having enough neurons. You have about 8 voices in your head you can confirm being a hive mind. Oh, that's a really interesting thing, actually. Like, you may have been saying that as a joke, but I find the psychological conditions, they're really interesting to look into. Like, dissociative identity disorder. I know a decent amount about it because I dated a girl who had it once. That's not really the right way to talk about things, but and it's really interesting because the brain responds to trauma and a really traumatic event because the brain itself is designed to act as a sort of like cushioning system. So if you have trauma, that's the reason why we forget traumatic events. It's repression and stuff like that. The brain is designed to do that. But in situations where such a stressful event happens, you actually see the mind sort of, not really fragment's the wrong word, but it creates alters. And alters are different personalities designed to protect someone from that trauma. And that's really interesting to me because you can actually see, I don't think they call it a main because it's sort of, you then have one mind that once had one personality, but then due to this really traumatic event, produces all of these other alters that all sort of have intents of their own. Really dated a polycule. It was a polycule in one person. It's an interesting situation to be in. Especially interesting when one starts asking if they're your favorite or not. That's not a nice situation to have to be in. But yeah, it's really interesting. I love learning about psychological conditions because they're always so interesting to look into. Is a nightmare. Oh, I can imagine it must be absolutely horrible to live through, and it was really bad because it was hard to, like, it couldn't really determine who I was speaking to at any one point, and yeah, I messed things up considerably, because I mean, I didn't really know how to handle it, but yeah. Talking about all these relatively deep things, just missing this amongst most people. I really like talking about stuff like this, and honestly, I'm so happy just to plug the Discord again. Here is Coopspawn 4's professional Discord server. Conversations like this happen all the time. I mean, no conversation like this is happening here, but like, it does happen all the time. It's really fun. I genuinely, I really do enjoy talking with you all, but... Anyway, can we put Ned Sack in a maid outfit? That reminds me, actually, just to bring this the server up again. Well, I say for some reason, I put them here. In every one of the spoiler channels. It's not even the same person who sent it each time. It's actually 3 different people, but... yeah. Anyway. Let's look at what we got. So Jan's page itself. Speedo 3, okay. This is actually really cool, by the way. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm sure most people know by now, but this is actually a cipher. If you click the keys of... So here's my keyboard, right here. If you click Y, A, and N, just on a keyboard, you've probably got a keyboard in front of you. If you click Y, A, and N, the spaces where Y, A, and N are on a Korean keyboard, you actually get this. So distorted Yan is Korean for how you type Yan on an English keyboard. It's distorted Yan, yeah. Distorted Yan in Korean, but written on an English keyboard. Which is quite cool. I like that. That's a nice secret. Anyway. This guy does more red breakdown abnormality pages than blue awakening. That's what they're called? Wait, what? Hold on. Awakening? Blue? Oh, huh? These aren't blue. These are green. Bridget Moon? These are green? Wonder what the actual translation is. Utter gibberish. It's absolute gibberish. Also, sorry, hold on. When it says blue, does it mean green? But yeah, breakdown and awakening pages. I've never heard them called that before. On TikTok, Disney does multiple personalities that can control such talk to each other when in reality it never happens. Yeah. That is one thing I dislike about it, is the amount of people who fake psychological conditions for attention. That annoys me. That's not good. It was in the tutorial. Was it in the tutorial? Hold on. Main story. Was that in the tutorial? Really? Is this... Hold on. I take it... Hold on, no. This probably isn't the tutorial. Where is the tutorial? F1. Thank you. Reception. Types of pages. No. Hiding emotions. Positive blue. What? It's actually blue there. Why is it blue here but green there? KGH? Okay, abnormality pages. Awakening and breakdown. I've never heard them called that before. Why are you blue? Anyway. Huh. That's really weird. But it's green. That's not blue. That's green. Why are you blue here? Why are you blue? Okay. Well. Okay. Oh. Right. I've lost my train of thought. Here we are. Back to these things. We gotta kill one of these. What's your opinion on Germa and how he's functionally abnormality haunting the internet? I think he's pretty cool. I like Germa stuff. I haven't watched much Germa. I tried watching a Germa stream once, and I had no idea what was going on because he was doing like a Cruelty Squad-esque game, and I stopped watching. 10 out of 10 experience. Would watch again. TIFF realization. No. No. From memory, Bina or Hokma is the next. Anyway, hold on. After that revelation, let's continue reading the page. I forgot that there was a reason why I was checking Awakening and Breakdown and Awakening. That's really cool. Some more red, gain more power. If breakdown pages outnumber Awakening pages by 2 or more, increase the damage and stagger of offensive die by 1 in addition. That's quite cool, actually. I like that as a system. Why has this not been done more? Why did it take until, like, the final part of, like, the final part of the penultimate act to implement something like this? This is cool. Okay. Every scene gain a special combat page can be used on allies. Type of combat pages around. Give strength, give protection, stagger protection, page for language. I mean, it makes no sense because we don't have any other people. But that's a cool page. Time to get to editing. Well, no, we need to kill one of these. I think so. Chesed, I've been told, is possible, but relies on a Zhao build. Specifically to delete one of these, and it's a little bit RNG dependent. But, Tiferet is hell. And then Bina and Hokma are DPS races. So what I want to try is... So, we don't use Bina here because Bina is not actually that good. But what I want to try is... Can I just use this? What don't I have? Immediate repairs. Although if we get hit, we're probably already dead. But what I want to see is, can I just burn the bird to death? Can I just kill it? Can I just cook the bird? Actually, I don't want immediate repairs. We don't need immediate repairs. Let's go line fixer instead. This reaching your decode. Yeah, we did it just before. There's Bina. So we just want to kill the bird. Right. Lao and Zhao sometime in the mist. I think that'd be interesting to see, actually. We should get Impuritas. That is what we're trying to reach, yes. That is the point of getting here. We are trying to get to Impuritas now. Watchful eyes. The idea is... just burn them to death. That is the plan. The question is, will it work? As Yan has been defeated, yes. I moderately screwed up the thing first, but then it did work. Now... grab this. I'm honestly not sure how we do this, but... because this doesn't seem to be working. The bird's immune to burn, is he? Hold on. Also, wow, 3 max rolls back to back. No. It shouldn't be. Doesn't seem it. Yeah, that's definitely not the thing. That's my opinion on nuclear reactors. Nuclear reactors are cool, it's just there's no political reason to make them, really, because all the benefits from building a nuclear reactor only exist for the party in power afterwards. Democracy is the best of the bad systems we have. Which means, sadly, there are some compromises that must be made, and one of those compromises is that nuclear reactors never really get made outside of private building. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way the world is. Anyway, what do we make to deal the most damage? I think Nikolai might be the best page to deal the most damage. Honestly. Let's go for... not sure. It might be only immune in realization. Yeah, that makes sense. Use smoke. Smoke is a good idea. Democracy is the god that failed, according to Hans Hermann Hoppe. I haven't read them before. I might need to give them a try. The thing that's annoying to me is everybody goes, "Oh, nuclear reactors are so dangerous. Look at Chernobyl. Look at It was I can't remember the Japanese one. All nuclear meltdowns have been due to human error. All of them. Hopper. Okay, a Hopper. Thank you. But yeah, Chernobyl. It was due to the Russian scientists believing they knew better and shut down the emergency thing. The Japanese one, I can't quite remember. The reason it happened is because they thought, oh, we'll just ignore the shutdown because we can save a bunch of money and, you know, stuff like that. It's... like, every nuclear failure has been human, not computer-based. If we just trusted that the fail-safes we put in place will work as fail-safes, we'd be fine. Anyway, what we want is probably just the classic damage. All the classic damage stuff. Like Puffy Broom and, you know, the like. What did I actually pick you up for? I mean, immediate repairs is fine, but I don't actually care about the rest. Yeah, this is the thing that annoys me. People are like, oh, you know, nuclear reactors, they're, you know, nuclear bombs. No, they're not. They're different isotopes. They're not even remotely the same isotopes. Like, it's, oh yes, but they'll explode like a... No, they don't. When a reactor goes into meltdown, it goes supercritical, which isn't enough to be an atomic thing. It's just a meltdown that releases a lot of stuff into the air. What the fuck do you mean they're atomic bombs? No, they're not. You know nothing about nuclear reactors if you're saying that. But yeah. I do like nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion's cool. We've actually seen some prototype reactors that have been energy positive with fusion, which is really cool. There was one that I think generated enough energy to run 5 kettles, and used an interesting form of fusion where it was on a mini, like, demo scale, and it actually stockpiles energy in batteries, does a massive individual fusion burst, and then gets back more energy out of it by putting in, you know, the deuterium I can't remember what type of fusion we do at the moment. I think it's hydrogen deuterium, or it might be deuterium helium. I don't know. Once again, I'm a biologist, not a physicist. I just like these things because they're cool. Remember to explain things that those on the left of the bell curve can understand. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should probably stop talking about science and get back to the funny smoke deck. Yeah. Right, what else do we want? Honestly, internal combustion engine could be pretty good. If we just get as much damage as possible, and then we want Kazuna. Just flat out. And then we get one more one cost. Private sector proves itself to be the best agent of market progress and state control monopolization. Yeah. I mean, it's weird to... So you know the people who make Genshin Impact, right? They actually have, like, put funding towards making multiple fusion reactors. It's so funny, because all of the people who made Genshin are just massive nerds. So, they've all got, like... They basically, yeah, they keep funding all these scientific things because they like them so much. And honestly, based, I would do the same if I made a massively successful thing. Anyway, let's pick up this Kazuna. Yeah, it's great. It's great. So cool. Also, we've run out of slots. Is this a better Kazuna? No. It starts us with less HP and we don't have enough slots anyway, so we may as well grab that. Let's see if this works. So gambling saves the world. In the end, yes. You hate calling me the Genshin company because they were a Honkai company first? Did Honkai Star... Oh, was there a different Honkai game? Because I only know of Honkai Star Rail. You do think you're more scared of cars than nuclear reactors? That's valid. I've nearly been hit by a car before. They turned a corner stupidly whilst I was crossing the road and managed to stop themselves in time, thankfully, but they, like, not grazed me. They hit me slightly and then slowed down, which is just enough to give me a minor heart attack, but, you know. Yeah. Let's check. I actually want to check what new pages we got, because I didn't actually look at Yen's pages. So we got Blind Faith. Oh, I was really excited for a moment. That looked really good. Then Will of the City. Will of the City is good. This is just card draw. This is the card and light draw for the end game. Manga Smoke Singleton get... How exactly is Gebera fighting in Bina's thing? Like, I get what you're saying, but there's a minor issue in the fact that we can't actually do that. That's not how that works. So, that is the minor problem there. Yeah, we should, let's look back at things. Now you're using Maxman, you can place the Iron Wall with scattering set. No, well, we're done! Anna's dead. Currently still at counter 6 on your Limbus playthrough, and to be honest, it feels exhausting the amount of filler of the game despite how good the story is. Yeah, I really dislike Limbus Company's gameplay. Yeah. You can go back and do it easy. Oh, no, nobody's bugging me, actually. I think my ploy to distract them all using scientific talk has worked perfectly. As if there was any reason. What is this? Restore 3 light. Lose as much light next scene. Huh? Okay. That looks interesting. Look at Yan's key page, he has exclusive pages. I probably wouldn't run Yan, but I'll take a look later. So, you instantly get the light, and then you lose 3 light next scene. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Then Sword of Volition. The cost of this page equals the user's max light. All dice in this page get parry, go to the emotion level, restore all... Oh! That's a good 0 cost. I mean... Because that's just a free +5, isn't it? Ominous is mainly used for BM block now. Okay. But it's not a 0 cost. Well... Oh, is it max light? Oh! Okay. I thought it was max light that you have. I thought it was like, you know in Slay the Spire? You know how Slay the Spire has X cost cards? I thought it was an X cost card. No, okay, that's not good. Why the fuck would you play that? That's awful. What? Okay. It would be very... No, a clone deck of that wouldn't be good. I guess you can always play it every turn, but, you know, I thought it worked like an X cost, but no, that actually makes sense. That's not good. Let's see, Will of the City. Okay, how do we build this for damage? What's the most damage we can do with the smoke? Sword of Volition exists to give Yan key page something to do other than buff. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Right, let's quickly get the smoke staples down. So we want... inhale smoke. We want 2 inhale smokes. Actually, let's get 3. And then we want a way to inflict smoke on him. Which, honestly... we could just use Deep Drag. Actually, we have... internal combustion engine. So we don't actually need to. We could use Smoke Prick. And then Smoke Prick in turn gives, what? 4 and 3? 7? It's pretty good. Yeah, let's put some Smoke Prick on. And then what's our damage page going to be? How do we deal damage? What is the highest damaging page that we can spam? Let's go to here. Hey, look, it's sort of... No. What does smoke do? Smoke does some... Smoke increases the damage. It increases it by 10% for every stack of smoke. And due to the fact that we have Puffy Broom on us, it amplifies outgoing damage when it's on us too. So we can deal an increased 200% damage. But yeah. Steel Knuckles seems pretty good, damage-wise. Although it's a counter-page focus, which isn't really something we want to do. Could go for Violet Blade. I'm honestly not sure. Rapid Slashing Clone instead of Inhale. That is a fair point you raise. I just realized we've got no card draw. That's fine. Maybe this doesn't work. Augury Spear. Oh. Let's go for... Mangler's pretty good and we can... Actually, hold on, let me check. What do they take the most damage from? Nothing. Okay, so I can use anything. It's good, so is Laceration. Yeah, okay. We don't actually have that many turns as the issue. We're speedrunning here. Because Identify Weak Point and they're all rather expensive. We're here for a quick kill. We're not here for a long time. This is not a sustainable thing. The thing here is to kill. And to kill quickly. scratch that. It's more expensive than everything else we have, but... In-house smoke, small brick, will of the city, will of the prescript, energy recharge 1, leap 1, test run 1, and anything else. We'll try that later. Smoke does 50% for each, does it? Sorry, I'm getting confused with City Thwack, maybe. Smoke Smash. Maybe. Let's check. Honestly, Tracer Fumes. Let's try this. Let's see how much damage we can get off with this first. Okay. First things first, in-house smoke. Second things second. Smoke brick. Oh, it is 5% more. Okay. My mistake then. New second, but what's the point of Sooty? Fun. I don't know. Wow, that is a lot of kills. Which is good, because we've got Kazuna, so we want people to die. Because now we can go Smoke Prick and Tracer Fumes. Wow, we really don't deal much damage, eh? Apparently this is possible, but I'm not quite sure how. Yeah, okay, no. Right, okay. For the people who have done this before, what would you recommend, actually? Because I have no idea what we're going to do there. And I thought that was going to be a lot more damage than it was, so... And Babel, smoke is uncapped. What? Huh? What? What the fuck is even going on with Babel at this point? Win my clashes. Ugh. You give Centipede and then redirect this thing until he staggers, then switch to Slash Stance and kill him. Oh, so it's a purple tier. Okay. Should have suspected. Purple tier is just the go-to for all abnormality stuff. So... Slash. We need a Slash, and we need a guard stance, I'm presuming. What would you recommend we build? Because, I mean, this is a blank slate. Ah, wording. It's tripping over the English language. Uncapped smoke, lung cancer OP. So true. Use Lowland. Might struggle with that one. Downside is every enemy has some take minus 300 damage. It annoys me when games do that. But, use 3 unlock, 2 Iron Wall, 2 Fiery Dragon Slash, 2 Bian. Okay. Unlock, really? 1, 2, 3. Iron Wall, really? Unlock as a card used to give Bean a sin. Oh, okay. Yeah. Tell that to some of the bosses in Limbus. Yeah, it's awful. It's one of the things that annoys me about, whatchamacallit? Persona. The fact that at some point in most Persona games, bosses just go, oh yeah, no, I no longer take damage from status effects. And it's like, why even give me the status effects at that point? If you're going to make it so I deal no damage with my status effects, why do I have status effects? Frankly. Yeah. This is a blunt. Why the fuck is this on blunt? That's not a blunt. Two Iron Wall. And then... Oh, that's not how you spell fiery. I just look up Fire Dragon Slash. And then I'm assuming you just prioritize not getting sin. It really feels like somebody threw a bunch of shit at the wall until they felt like it was hard enough and then went back to balance anything before. Yeah, it really does. And then these are not what we want. Let's get Kazuna. Well, yeah, we want Kazuna instead. Then I'm assuming we want things to keep us alive. So like firm as a great mountain. And then she does minus 100 damage taken for every emotion level you gain. You have 5 floors. That's awful. Why would you make that a mechanic? Just have to go through every floor. Babel feels like somebody looked at Limbus Company and took all the wrong lessons. Like they're like, "Ooh, big number, good," and then didn't care and just tried to implement that in Ruina. Kazuna and Remembrance. You only use Kazuna and Remembrance. Oh, okay. Well, I guess. Does Remembrance stack? Oh, so it does. Oh, okay. Well, Firm as a Great Mountain is cool. That's a nice way to keep us alive. And then Slash is your damage. So let's look at what can we do for damage. Just to check, how do we actually heal? Oh, Unlock is how we heal light there. I was wondering for a second there. And then we want Slash here. Let's get damage for Slash, which will be... I mean, Violet Blade is funny. Fervent Emotions probably is a good idea, because we'll be at max motion level, but... Notice a step down from gameplay from Library of Ruina, but you play it only for the looks and story. Yeah, that's fair. Same here. This should be incredibly easy. The alternative is having to grind for meta IDs and experience in a gacha game, which is fundamentally not fun. The problem is nowadays we're getting to the point where you do just need... We're getting to the point where you need meta IDs. That's just how the game is going. It's really annoying, but... It's just, I feel like Limbus Company is cursed to... It will someday buckle under its own weight and die. That's... It's going there increasingly more and more. But, yeah. Honestly, if we're going for fast killing... Actually, it's killing in 1 turn, so I'm not actually really sure how we do that. It's just a bunch of good pages. Like, I could just do Fervent Emotions, but... Still. More damage. Just get Slash power up as much as possible and just kill them. I bet the Limbus collapses near the start of Purgatorio. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. If we're going for more damage, let's do that too. What a good Slash deck. I'm sure that'll have no problems whatsoever. 5BN and 4 Serpentine Barrier build. That was great. I'm not going to be able to include that in the video, but that is one of my favorite builds. Right. So then we want to avoid getting Sin. Which means this on you, and then that on you. Okay. Can Sin not get transferred? Oh no, it's just there but without a number. Huh, okay. I saw 300 Rupture on Yan, that is terrifying. Just do Chasette's floor. No, I don't think I will. Right. Fiery Dragon Slash. Or am I? If the point is for them to be staggered, if 3 or more characters have... Oh, there's not going to be 3 or more characters. I get the idea now. I see the vision. I see the vision. And then I'm assuming these things we just do this on. Oh. Three or more characters have 3 sin. Oh. Right. They just didn't... Yeah, right. But yeah, the thing that annoys me about Limbus Company is just how one-sided it all is. There's no, like, shades of grey in Limbus Company, which means that the gameplay suffers massively as a result of it. And it's kind of sad, to be honest. It is kind of sad. Because it could be good, it just isn't. Also, that's cool, the damage thing is... She looks insane. Beaten elevator. It's beginning to sound like a Five Nights at Freddy's character with that. Okay, watchful eyes. Fiery Dragon Slash on you, and then that'll hit you. Which does mean I get hit by another bird, but frankly I can just hit Beaner again with one. Actually no, I need to save Beaner. Right. What satisfaction do I like most from Limbus that I could see in Ruina? Does it have to be one that only exists in Limbus Company at the moment, not in Ruina? Because I'm not sure. I think syncing could be interesting as a way to balance the stupid gulf between roles that you see higher up in the game. I think that would be an interesting way to make things like R-Corp feel more balanced. But, yeah. Right. Then we go BN on you, and then unlock on you. Are we gonna take too much... We might take too much damage here. Limbus is generally limited by the fact that it's a gacha, which means most people who play it aren't going to be looking for a super hard time. That's a fair... Oh. We got staggered though, huh? Okay. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. I'm not sure what. Rather than Firm as a Great Mountain, I reckon we get immediate repairs, frankly. I think immediate repairs is just more worth it. I think an annoying thing about Project Moon is a lot of people are very divided on it. I can understand the people who don't understand the difficulty of the game, and it annoys me to no end when people are like, oh, you just suffer from skill issue. Like, that's just mean. It doesn't achieve anything to go, oh, you're bad at the game, you should quit, you're bad. Like, if somebody's asking for help, don't just tell them to read. That's an arsehole move, frankly. It always annoys me when people do that. How would syncing work in Ruina? I think they probably, like, the way I would want to implement it would be changes the probability of it hitting certain points, like weights it in your favor, sort of. If that makes any sense at all. Okay. I think one problem though with paralysis and the way it is it's just really hard to get onto people and it doesn't really pay off, to be honest. Also, we don't have any evade dice, but it's better than everyone trying to clash with us. So how are we... I guess we can take one here. Like, we can Fiery Dragon Slash that, and then at which point Bian on you, I suppose. I'm really not sure how we're supposed to last long enough to get them... I guess now they take 25% stagger damage, do they? Someone complained about the last night fight. I don't think anybody has complained about the last night fight. I really like the last night. I think the last night is how fights should be, to be honest. You want to be on the birds because the last die gets through to give you sin. Okay, that makes sense. Let's quickly unlock on you. Then Fiery Dragon / you, and then Bian you. I'm fine with them attacking her, because, I mean, I'm attacking her too, so... Oh, nearly staggered there. Please don't actually kill Bina, though. I kind of need her alive for a little bit longer. Okay. Oh, shit, these. Let's grab that. That's a lot of dice you've got there. First things first. Unlock on you. Then... Actually, we can probably just... No, actually, let's do this. Okay. Staggered. Killed. Lovely. One down. Okay. Nearly staggered there. Oh, staggered there, actually. Great. Okay. Great. Okay. Now we chuck an unlock at Bina. Chuck that at you, which will then apply to you first. Then chuck an unlock at you. That'll be that. And actually I'm going to chuck a Bian at you, honestly. Just because I think the Bian will work better, and that way I can do that and just ensure they die. Ow. Oh, shit. That was nearly really problematic. I think for 30 cents are really insane over-exaggeration. It's kind of funny. Worst case scenario, you get 4 to 5 skills in per turn. Yeah, no, whoever's said that doesn't understand how the fight works, frankly, because the last night really isn't that hard. Or they... Okay, I didn't find them that hard, and I think if you pay attention to their gimmicks, they aren't actually that bad. For me personally, in my opinion. Okay. It's crazy, this is the... Oh, shit. This is the first Abnormality fight where we've actually had to pay attention to the gimmicks of the boss to be able to defeat them. Now, we switch over to our slashing stance. And then we just go for fervent emotions. Snake slit. Snake slit, I think. Actually, honestly, I think this might be stronger. Genuinely, than the fervent emotions. 16! Yeah, that's a little bit of damage. That's a little... Right. Huh. Yep, that is most certainly a way to do that. But yeah, Impuritas, look at that. You're always lazing around and sipping tea whenever I visit. Everyone is basking in such indolent complacency. We live in an era where the only threat to humanity which is present in the city is humans themselves. Even as monsters created by the hands of mankind are present in the outskirts, and entities well beyond the grasp of human cognition reside in the territories beyond those outskirts. There's a ton of them. Is humankind being kept safe from those monsters? Or are those monster creatures being the ones kept protected from us? Judging by the kind of people I've seen online, they're being kept protected from us. Would you not agree that the boundary between these two possibilities is rather thin and hazy? You call that a question? It's gotta be protecting people from monsters. When that frail boundary finally dissipates, the true colours of humans are brought out. Those may manifest in the form of ego, or an abnormality as we termed. It appears that the phenomena has now been named the distortion. Huh? I thought we were just talking about the city and its borders? And you kept talking about the true form of people. What's your definition of a human, anyway? Why do our true forms have to be so weird like they've got a screw loose? Well, I wonder. Are humans merely a species of primates, constituting the animal kingdom? What do you think is a man? A miserable little pile of green... Hold on. I was not expecting to see a reference to... hold on, what the fuck is this? I asked for a video. It's not expecting to see a reference...
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets! But enough talk! How about you?
I was not expecting... I was gonna make that reference myself. I was not expecting Roland to make it for me. Right. Thinking in unsophisticated ways truly gives you an impeccable perception of the essence of things. Just tell me the answer already. It's exactly as you said. Desire the truest aspects of humans, are they not? More word games, huh? You know that's not the answer I want to hear. So you wish to know what I, as an arbiter of the head, you want to know to learn the secrets of the city. The reason the head neglects the suffering of the city and lets it fester. You crave an explanation for the utter lack of governance in our otherwise strict reign. Yeah, that. And that's because I simply maintain my silence. Why you? I should relax. It's not possible for me to teach you the answer regardless of my will. Unrolling me into a book will reveal the same result. I've already emptied my mind of all knowledge relating to it. Such is the fate of former arbiters of the head. Fine, you win. I'm all out of motivation now. I give up trying to pry or figure anything out from you. That ended on a trifling note. Still, it was the wise decision. What stands before you is not an arbiter or other such things, it is simply a being that was once human. You sound a likable one in my book. Angela probably dislikes you too. Perceive me as who I am. That's actually a word I don't know. Hold on. Meaning... Suspension of judgment or withholding of assent. Oh, okay, so she's just basically saying, okay, perceive me as I am. Okay, that's interesting. Do not make any ancillary judgments. Do not be bound by anything you have learned in your life. I'm a human being. I can't just disregard all my background experience when I watch something. Regard me as what I simply am. Neither an arbiter nor a Sephira. Consider only the time I have gone through. You may be able to see it when you observe me as though you knew nothing. Through a long history of being intertwined with each other, humans in the city have accumulated a layer of sediment. One cannot properly see through such turbid waters. The city is in such a state. A clear vision can only be attained through one's own eyes. So you basically mean everyone ought to look out the world from their own perspective and think what they want? People can see through the same cup of water in different ways, like half empty or half full or some shit. Use your own eyes to watch things as they are. Then you may see it. However, you inevitably forget why you wish to see it once you reach that point. That oblivion is what creates anguish. That is why it's a tragedy. That means everyone's going to have their own arbitrary vision of the world. That can't possibly happen in the city. There's a predetermined answer to everything. Perhaps. Peek into your own universe, as everyone else shall. And with that... I mean, first things first, let's take a look at these. Whenever this die the superimposed rolls the minimum value, take 2 to 7 damaging and 1 to 2 strength and endurance next scene. Knowing my luck, we'd take 70 damage, but casually gain about 20 strength. Single ally. At the start of the scene, all characters gain 1 cinder 50% chance. If characters 5 cinder take damage equal to 10% of the max HP at the start of the scene, all cinder is removed from them. Sin can be transferred to another character by attacking and damaging to them. Huh? I feel like I'm missing the point of that. 10 strength, you ain't rolling the 2 strength part. True. Tilt scale. After attacking the enemy with the most HP, recover the HP of the ally with the least HP by 2 to 8. Oh! Oh yeah, no, that's good. It's a 2 cost, but that's a 2 thing. That's good. And there we are. As you can see, down in the bottom right, this is the first time I've done this. Impuritas Civitatis. It's technically Impuritas Civitatis. If I'm going to be pronouncing it Latin-wise, Impuritas Civitatis? No, Civitas. Because it's Julius Caesar, so Imperitas Civitas. Yeah. Latin pronunciation. And the only reason I am living is only because I am looking for what I have lost. You know what, Roland? I've been feeling static these days. The memories are fading. One moment, chat, sorry. I need to do it.
If you've ever read a novel that kept you wanting to find out what's going to happen next, or watched a movie that drops ominous hints about the fate of one or more of its characters, then you probably already experienced foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which suggestions or warnings about events to come are dropped or planted. Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
So anyway, you mean the harsh memories of working in that awful corporation? Yes, those cruel times. The things I didn't want to see are becoming faint. The things I didn't want to remember are melting away. When I close my eyes, the moments that come to remembrance are 3 or 4 days ago, not 1,000,000 years in the past. They are the times of my own, claimed through my own choice. And the flow of time is faster than ever before. Ever for me. I'm no longer shocked to the feather of perceiving the hours 100 times slower than humans do. I feel happier with each new day, you know? I've never seen you looking so happy before. He looks miserable. What do you think of the city and the people that are breaking down because of distortion, though? Oh no. That I can't quite receive with a smile. Still, the despicable man who would lock me up for 1,000,000 years would fall to despair if he saw what's happening now. Yes, he'll endlessly despair. His idiotic and flawed plan caused more people to wallow in agony. He's going to pay his price in full soon enough. About this revenge you're trying to get, are you going to bring down the whole city at the end of it? Bring down? No, I told you my aim before. I'll become free along with librarians. On top of that, the abnormalities that are wandering inside this library, lacking a physical form, will be able to leave. That's not a good idea! Garnering strength by devouring powerful individuals, the abnormalities would run the city as they like. That's what my plan is. I'm setting them free to do whatever they want, and they'll leave a mark deeper than any distortion could on the city. The one and absolute perfect book shall be the guide to teach me how to do it all. That's fucked up, Angela. What the fuck? You've got the same ideas as the blue sicko out there, huh? The two of you would make wonderful partners in crime. Goodbye, nothing there. Hello, goodbye there. Hello, goodbye, nothing there. You're wrong. There's a world of difference. I have no interest in the beauty that distortions or abnormalities can arouse. I simply want them to live as they wish, whether they're beautiful or unsightly. Besides, even if the blue reverberation's intention was similar to mine, I would never give away my precious possession to a man like that. So you just want to feel the joy of vengeance, whatever the consequence of your actions may be. That's what I must do. I was forced to witness countless deaths whilst reciting a script like a promptess. Such things are all I could watch and learn. I have to do what I can do well. It's the only thing I know how to do. I have to feel joy as I witness the fall of the plan devised by the man I love yet hate. Hey, speaking of Freud, even though it's not enjoyable to see the city and its people suffer because of me, I still have to feel happy to. I'm obliged to. It's what I've been waiting for. Until now. If I don't do this, I won't be compensated for the millions of years of lone suffering. Nowhere else would I be repaid. I still long for vengeance. However, forget it. I could spend all day thinking it over, but I'd reach the same conclusion regardless. I'll find the one book that at all costs and make my wish come true. If there is a next time, then it might be nice to have someone else to think about it together, rather than just grappling with it all alone. I suppose that's not a bad idea. And then, as I previously said, I want to travel around the world. It'll suddenly be fun. Once I've laid down all the burdens, of course. Alright, let's give that plan some good thought after we're done with everything. Yeah, yeah, okay, Roland. Yeah, anyway, that's passive transfer cost. So what actually is this fight? Hold on, let me get my strongest soldier back. Sorry, Hod, but we need to get the big guns in quickly. What do I not have on you? I don't have my immediate repairs. Yeah, hold on, let's check. Immediate repairs, and then... oh, can I not? Oh, I'm full. Okay. What is this? Okay. Here we are. The 3 seals broken. I trust that you read the report in advance, and our association will be officially in full charge of the matters regarding the library from now on. To think the library will become a star of the city, and become the Hannah's target. Your predictions were right, Director Mirane. Harold, you won't survive here for long if you can't figure out this much. Your thoughts must be complicated right now, Olivia. Who could have known that my old friend would be found in the library after going missing? You won't botch your job because of that, right? That's that, and this is this. That's not your line! It's what I used to say all the time. Good. We have one purpose. To thoroughly examine the relationship between the distortion phenomenon and the library. All conflicts are allowed in the process. The library is the star of the city that shines over us now. There are so many ambiguous points in their connection. Someone's got to observe the causality, and that someone's us. The library continues to grow in strength, devouring pretty much anything and everything that enters. It's so fierce it can consume our city at this rate. That's why we should figure out how the library functions as well. To start off, let's recap the current circumstances. The southern branch of the Liu Association seems to be reeling from the shock of losing its most prominent fixture to the library. Its voice in the General Assembly will be small for a while. And I suppose the southern branch of the Liu is being extremely passive at the moment, trying to avoid retaliation from the Thumb? Not exactly. The Thumb is suffering from the same problem. They lost their underboss who is stationed in Elcorp's Nest, as well as a number of competent capos, so it's likely they got knocked out of the strife too. Which means, just wait until the quiz part. No! No, 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 not again, not again! Which means that the only sizable threat remaining in Elcorp's Nest is the library. Yes, it's them. When the library unveiled itself as the fog surrounding Elcorp's Nest cleared away, the blue reverberation, no, the reverberation ensemble set up camp around it, preventing anyone else from approaching. And they're generating a concerning amount of distortions from there. Who knows what they're up to in that base of theirs. The blue reverberation. Judging by his recent actions, he can no longer be considered a fixer. He's leading a dangerous syndicate, at least on the level of a star of the city. He's gone mad ever since he lost his sister. Not that I can't understand how he must have felt. Pianist left an indelible, twisted mark on the city that day. So how's the workforce going to be distributed? For starters, us at Section 3 will be focusing on the library. The objective is to retrieve as many books as possible from the library itself and to secure distortions from the nest. And I'd like to lend you an official request to all Grade 1 officers for chasing down the blue reverberation. Sections 1 and 2 have other things to do, I assume? You said Section 1 was dealing with the blue reverb and Section 2 was after the 8 chefs, right? You've got it. Furthermore, I received news that Section 1 was annihilated whilst pursuing the blue reverberation. They had dispatched the Vermilion Cross, a colour, to join the operation too. That can't be. All of them are gone? I can't fathom the strength that blue reverberation has. And Section... Fraud Watch! Anyway. And Section 2... And Section 2 sent a report saying the 8 chefs have already disbanded. 7 of the chefs were found cooked when they arrived at the site, to be exact. The chefs were all mutilated badly. It was now impossible to recognise them. What about the last one? Gone missing. Did they betray their peers and cook them? That probably isn't the case. You're wrong, it is. Well, what happened does appear to be something the 8 chefs would do. Their favourite type of table service was for course meals, not a buffet. Based on this evidence which suggests interference from outside, the Association HQ is considering to make an official announcement that the star has fallen. The prime question will be who was behind the dissolution of the 8 chefs? It was the 8th chef. Could it be? Indeed. Section 2 speculates the reverberation ensemble might be the culprit, including, the blue reverb might be plotting schemes behind the association's assumptions. Multiple incidents of abnormal scale are happening across the southern quarter of the city. There have been worse events in the past, but the frequency and convolution of the situation is unprecedented. Every association is a state of emergency, including ours. According to the 7 Association, the southern branch of Trace Association and Sync Association also suffered losses of important members due to distortions. Over there, the Blood Red Knight and La Heur de Loup must have been responsible for those, both of which have risen in threat level significantly, not to mention the Puppeteer. Moreover, yesterday's promise is apparently capable of teleportation with such ease that it puts W-Corp Singularity to shame. That's because they don't really teleport, but okay. None of those powers that individuals should be allowed to possess. Actually, have they stolen that from W-Corp? They wouldn't have, surely. The distortion is defying what the city is still for until now. It's changing the atmosphere of the city. Is Head doing nothing about it despite that? They've been eerily quiet. Or rather, our higher-ups could be intentionally withholding information on the Head's activity. Director Mirane, is it possible we might be able to take our hands off the library depending on the circumstances? No. We've been ordered to go to the library, in fact. In order to control the situation, we need unambiguous information about the powers of the library and its intentions. We have Section 4 to help us place a lockdown on Nestel. We can't let distortions created by the reverberation ensemble leave the area. Did the powers that be determine that us Section 3 should be enough to take care of the library? If it doesn't work out, then that's the end of the line for us. It also means there's nothing more we can do about it. And if that happens, the library will mark its presence on the sky next to the other stars as one of the freest beings of the city. While the everyman is working overnight, restrained to the office desk. Hey look, that's a reference to a song. Anyway, get ready to move, everybody. Director, can we talk for a moment after the meeting is over? To become the freest being in the city. It's not quite sinking in. Looks like your goal is almost within reach. That's right, I'm almost there. That makes it feel even less real. We've been through so many things, and now the Hana Association is coming here. You said the Hana Association is the largest among the fixture associations, right? Yep. Like I said some time ago, the Hana Association is the institution that grants permits to officers and grades fixers. They also adjust the threat levels of incidents in real time and let everyone know. And the Hana Association sometimes take matters into its own hand to strike down stars of the city. Just like now. You'll be seeing them often, since they keep sending people here as long as we're a star of the city in all likelihood. No, not really. We'll be a little bit busy, Roland. Strange. What is... Nothing. We have important guests to greet, so just make sure to be prepared. Greetings, dear guest. Did you know the library is visible from anywhere in Elcorp's Nest now? What do you mean? The mist that protects the library is almost gone, which means it'll soon become possible to demolish the whole library from the outside soon. So you better start making backup plans. Here, let's shake hands. I'm Mirane, Director of Section 3 of the Hana Association, Southern Branch. This is my first time shaking hands with a guest. You've become a star of the city, which means you'll see seeing our association frequently from now on. No, we won't. Please don't fall too easily. Please don't fall too easily for us now. Go ahead and shake a hand, everyone. I'm Harold, a fixer from the Section 3 of Hana Association Southern Branch. She's also the hardest person to guess the gender of if you don't know who she is. Olivia, a fixer from Section 3 of the Hana South. I hope to be greeting you for a long time. Olivia, you can go back now, seeing as you met the owner of the library face to face. The people at Section 2 are expecting you. Hey, no, you have something for me, I know that. I know you've got something for me, give it over. Got it. What's the meaning of this? I need to be sensitive. I brought Olivia here, so I could get a handshake from you. I'll see myself out then. Get the fuck back here, you've got something for me. You think we've come here with a carefree attitude? No need to worry about us underestimating you. We didn't come here without a countermeasure, you see. Since you're a star of the city and we're fixed to the Hana Association, we should treat you with due respect. Prepare yourself. A star of the city is going down tonight. I've heard that line before! Understood. May you find your book in this place. Anyway, let's check out what this is. How much stagger do they have? 60. Oh, no. I get the feeling they're a bit... Brace up. Discard a random page. Draw 2 pages at the start of the next scene, huh? On use, restore 1 light. Okay, that's cool. Give her time. Its foreshadowing is relatively obvious, yeah. Let's see if this works. What the fuck do you mean 9 to 20? What do you mean 9 to 20? What? Huh? They're allowed to do that? 9 to 20? Uh-oh. Huh. Why do I get the feeling I'm about to explode? Sorry, I thought the hell was over. I probably should have put Unrelenting on, shouldn't I? Oh, I did put Unrelenting on, great. Cool, Savagery. I didn't even get the smoke I need. Okay, well, I guess I can try an onrush, even though it's not gonna work. Okay, that'll definitely work if we get smoke. He hasn't seen the 5 cost. There's a 5 cost? Oh god. Okay, let's put a few more tries into this. I wish there was a way to speed up fights. That'd be fun. So, hold on, let me just... $9 cost page. Okay. I know you're lying with that one. There's no way there's a 9 cost page. I refuse to believe there's a 9 cost page. Okay, there we are. Oh, I missed a Celestial Spear. Whoops. Okay. Divinatory Impact. Okay. Yes, you can get 9+ lights. Huh? How? Anyway then, in-house smoke on you. Onrush on you. Actually, in-house smoke on... Yeah, you know what? In-house smoke on you. Onrush on you. That didn't even stagger? Oh, I see. Okay then. No sanitation, please. I don't want to do an obby for grades 3. Huh. This is... So if they're in defensive stance, do we just not... Okay, hold on. I might have used that against the wrong person. So, gain, restore 1 light, Gion... I'm gonna... Gion 1 strength. Okay, and then this is defensive, which is take less damage. Okay, I get it. I get it. I understand now. Let me... First things first, we look for a spear. Like that. Because that gets us all the smoke we need. Just ask if I can do the quiz instead. So true. I really should just do that. That'd be so much easier. What's the most dangerous time in the city? You can shut up. Every time. All the time is the most dangerous time in the city. And for that answer, they are now going to kill me. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of damage. I guess I'll pick that. You're using the defense, so what I'm going to do is this, and then I'm going to onrush... Shit. That can hit me without me killing me, right? Actually, neither of you are targeting that. Okay. Right. One stagger. Kill. Okay. And it... Of course it redirected, by the way. It redirected to the one person that takes less damage from us. Where's the tower located inside the city? When do we get Yan done? Earlier this stream, actually. Yeah. I probably should stop doing this now, but I got the book at least. I did get a book, actually. Let me take a look at that after. Let me just... One moment, because I think I can get lucky. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There is one thing I need to put on. There's one thing left. Well, not one thing left. One thing that will complete it all. This is what will allow us to finish the stage. It's taking a while to load. This is ruining the joke. One moment. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There we are. That's right, chat. Gambling! Yeah. Let's turn it up. Here we are, chat. Gambling time. Also, holy shit, that's a lot of damage. It's gambling time, chat. Here we are. Also, holy shit, they are all choosing the max roll. Send the design document to the Ruin Excellent fan game. You're working on the Discord? Yeah, go ahead. All of you use the protection. What? Huh? How the fuck do all of you have protection? Okay, never mind then. Let's quickly burn that book, by the way. Oh, there's Divinatorium. What the fuck is that page? Hold on. What in the fuck is Divinatory Impact, huh? Hold on. If you'll excuse me. What the actual fuck is that page? Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. I see. Ah, that's the point we're at in this game now. Huh. On hit, deal 5 damage to target. I think you do a little bit more than that. Oh, confrontation. I see. Oh, that's useful. It isn't even good, but it's the ultimate win against mass summation page. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess if any mass summations throw up, I know what I'm gonna put against them. How's the Yan fight going so far? Pretty good. The Yan fight is going pretty good. As you can tell by the fact that we're no longer fighting Yan. It's gambling time. I have to say, this is slightly tangential, but man, RT Games content's cool. I enjoy it so much. It's so nice to see one. Like, has anyone watched his latest video yet? The one where he, like, utterly destroys the economy of, like, a cozy little trading game. It's so good. I wish I could make content like that, because it's so funny. But yeah. This music is, without a doubt, his at this point. I don't even, like... I can't even remember that it's Kaneshiro? I think Kaneshiro is the name of the guy whose music this is actually. Okay, please, yes, okay. So, inhale smoke on you, onrush on you. Oh, no, they have just enough smoke, they have just enough stagger to avoid that, Kaneshiro, yeah, there we are. Oh, passive is it that just denied your stagger? That would be immediate repairs. Immediate repairs is incredible. I love it. I think it's the only reason why this challenge is possible. But yeah, it's cool. You should take some more breakdown Abno pages, yeah. General... What actually is the general at this point? This is just Marinette life insurance. You can just fight those with Star of the City pages, like, from memory. If I... not Booker A. It would be Booker U, Booker U, Booker U. This is Marinette. Oh. It's not Marinette. Is Marinette just one? Yeah, there's Marinette. Impure Test has no general receptors. Okay, that makes sense. Just roll. Yeah, it's so true. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it here. Sorry to make the music not actually apply, but yeah. I think we've made some incredible progress today, and yeah. I'll actually have the video now. I can finish editing that, because the script is almost entirely written other than the part where we kill Yan, because I can't really write about something that hasn't happened yet. But yeah. If you'd like to join the Discord, and, you know, like and subscribe, all that usual stuff, then the video should be out soon. So you'll be able to see that. I think it's pretty good. If you do want to become a member, by the way, you will be able to, hopefully tonight, see an update on what's happened to the video, depending on how much I can actually get edited. But yeah, without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the future. Bye for now.